What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of the Jericho Report Weekly News Briefing. It is Sunday, the 13th of August, 2023. It is a warm summer night in St. Louis. First of all, I want to say my heart, my thoughts, my prayers go out to the people of Maui. What's going on over there? Just devastation. We'll cover that in Earth Changes in 2012 news. As always, the first link below will take you over to the Patreon post. That's where you can find links to this week's madness. Let's jump right into it, shall we? Disease X. I'm funny, isn't that what we're calling Twitter now? UK scientists begin developing vaccines against new pandemic. Oh, I'm sure they'll figure it out. Health experts sound alarm as new variant sweeps across UK. Are we ready for another pandemic amidst fragile global economy and climate crisis? Well, I'm sure your vaccines will be safe and effective. She was like sunshine. Cheerleader dies, suffering cardiac arrest at camp. No one knows why. Completely baffling. She was 16 years old. 17-year-old basketball player died on the court. No one knows why. Completely baffling. Teenage athletes still dying suddenly. Unprecedented levels across the United States and Canada. Here's some more names for you if you want to pull this tweet up and scroll down. There's all kinds of information there. Meanwhile, we're supposed to trust the science. Trust the science. Study retractions are up 13,000% in 22 years. Other news going on. Diane Frankenstein back in the hospital this week after she fell at her San Francisco home. She fallen and she can't get up. Nazi Peglosi's losing her mind again, says U.S. will come to an end if Trump is reelected after he called her the Wicked Witch. What else is new there? House Republicans released bank records showing over $20 million in payments to the Biden family. I think that was when he was vice president, but nothing will come of it. Comer says House GOP will subpoena Biden family. Well, not quite yet. We got this. Attorney General Garland appoints special counsel in Hunter Biden probe. And, of course, that causes Comer to say, well, the AG's stonewalling Congress oversight with appointment of special counsel. Good luck with all of that. Nothing will come of it. Nothing. Over to financial news. How the major U.S. stock indexes fared on the Friday. Let's see what happened with the markets this week. The Dow Jones rose 105 on Friday. It closed the week at 35,281. For the week, it was up 215 points. I'll put a link to the market recap data. U.S. credit card debt surges more than $1 trillion for first time ever. No, it's Bidenomics. What are you talking about? This is crazy talk. Americans pulling money out of their 401k plans at an alarming rate. Put a link to that. Meanwhile, our government is busy. They want to send $10 billion more over to Ukraine. By the way, they're saying the devastation in Hawaii is going to be north of, what, $5 billion, something like that. You know, and they're trying to raise money for that. You know, if this country worked, we'll get into that later. I'll put a link to this. BVI has more stuff going to Ukraine. Yeah, update on Yellow files for bankruptcy. Everybody knew that was coming. Put a link to that. If you got money problems, why not steal an ATM? ATM theft with a forklift ends in failure. Check this out.
Unbelievable and even embarrassing.
This is out in Sacramento, I think.
Again, I don't know how well this was thought out, but
they brought a forklift in.
Sergeant Marcon.
They got it on the truck. It fell off the truck, and they pull out of the driveway. They got it back on the truck.
Ramming, pushing, and pulling.
They ended up leaving it right in the middle of the street. Come on. Tyson Foods to close 4 chicken processing plants. Be advised, cutbacks to Tyson Food. Rice crisis sends prices to highest level since 2008. Rice doom. Put a link to that. Target hit with shareholder lawsuit after Pride backlash damaged stock price. I got a second link on this. America First suing Target in federal court for violating Securities and Exchange Act for destroying shareholder value by pushing sexual propaganda to kids. I like how he worded that. That's why I wanted to include it. That's exactly what happened. Elon Musk, X, fined $350,000 in DOJ feud over Trump records. Oh no, put a link to this. I got one at the bottom. Look at this. Look, watch this. She's amazed at how she can pay for her food.
I'm at Whole Foods and I'm about to pay for my groceries with my... That's the coolest thing ever.
That's the coolest thing ever. Boy, think how much cooler it's going to be when they can just put a chip in your hand. These people will line up to get it, not even knowing what's going on. Wow, over to New World Order and police state news. This is where I stopped and asked you, please share the report. There's a lot of important stuff coming up. A man has been killed in an FBI raid in connection with threats against, he made threats against the president, they're saying. FBI showed up and killed him. I got a second link. New details emerge about a 75-year-old man in Utah gunned down by FBI agents. Neighbor captured footage showing moments before he was killed. I don't know what's going on with that story. Just be advised, Democrats push 1,000% excise tax on AR-15s. When did this come out? August 6th from Breitbart. Supreme Court allows continued regulation of so-called ghost guns. So that's stuff on the gun front. We got mainstream media silent as Biden purges 442 reporters from the White House. Are they not reporting things the way you would like them to be reported? I don't know. Why is the mainstream media not covering that? They're all in on it. Australian intelligence agency funding research to merge human brain cells with AI because it's all going in the AI direction, be advised. Suicides hit record high when nearly 50,000 Americans took their own lives. Look at that from the Daily Mail. And up in Canada, you want to die, the New World Order has no problem helping you die. Vancouver Hospital defends suggesting medically assisted suicide to suicidal patients' risk assessment tool. But link to it. Iowa governor deploys troops to Mexico border using COVID-19 funds. We got immigration news here. We got Lady Gaga's dad rallies NYC neighbors to fight to manage unruly migrants at hotel, basically taking over. I don't know what's going on there. A couple more here. Biden's billions for Ukraine could have built 2 walls on the Mexico border. Well, yeah, but the object isn't to protect America. Obviously, the object is the North American Union. And Donald Trump's running his mouth again. Let's just see what he's got to say.
I will immediately terminate every open borders policy of the Biden administration. Our country is being invaded.
Yeah, I'm sure he's going to drain the swamp this time around too, right? You know, even if he wanted to, even if he means all this stuff, he can't. And we all know it. And the last president who tried was assassinated. And you know by who. Over to World War III news now. Your thoughts? Ukrainian counteroffensive highly unlikely to succeed, officials tell CNN. Highly unlikely to succeed? Russian defense minister says NATO assembled 360,000 troops in Eastern Europe. Poland preparing to occupy Western Ukraine. Put a link to that. In-game W3 posts. Ukraine says woman held in plot to assassinate Vladimir Zelensky as airstrikes kill 3. Put a link to that. We got Ukrainian military has a new transgender spokesman. Spokesperson. Sorry, can't say men. Man, woman, no, person. Niger closes airspace amid invasion threat. That from RT. Meanwhile, the U.S. can't use its $110 million drone base in Niger because of the closed airspace. Americans in Niger warned to limit movements as coup leaders dig in. All kinds of stuff on this. I got one here. Former NATO commander warns of devastating full-blown war in Africa. That's 6 days ago from Microsoft Start. Iran releases 5 jailed U.S. citizens to house arrest as part of swap of $6 to $7 billion in frozen funds. That from the time of Israel. Meanwhile, Kim Jong-un orders North Korea's military to strengthen war plans. 2 days ago. Ecuador presidential candidate and WikiLeaks leaker assassinated. Erin Elizabeth held up news. She's got some video on that. I got one at the bottom, just miscellaneous FBI official involved in Trump-Russia hoax to plead guilty to conspiring with Russia. Over to Earth changes in 2012 news. And I got the earthquake set up for 6 points and above for the past week. I don't see anything here. This says 4.4. Let me drop down to 5. A lot of 5s going on around the world. Nothing too big going on in the earthquakes. I'll put a link to that. Big story this week. The wildfires on Hawaii, Maui Island, kill at least 6. Well, this is an old article. This is actually only 2 days old. As blaze forces people to flee. They got all kinds of footage here. If you scroll down, I mean, Maui has just been, I can't imagine the devastation of this thing. There's all kinds of footage. Here's a little short video. Prayers go out to Maui here.
To the end of the mill. We're almost to the smokestack.
Combination of high wind from a nearby hurricane and fire just burned down the whole place, man.
Oh, somebody's down right now. Somebody's down right now. Yeah, somebody's down. Just go there. We cannot do nothing for her. Oh my God.
Oh my God, bro.
Just go there. Just go. Oh, we cannot do nothing for her.
My heart goes out to the people in Hawaii. Back on the mainland, storms sweep across eastern U.S., killing 2. We got storms in the southern states this week. The White House says all big storms we continue to see are definitely caused by warming. Might declare emergency, yeah. Because natural disasters have never happened throughout the history of mankind, the history of the planet. Could it have something to do with the sun? Sun blasts out highest energy radiation ever recorded, says Space.com, raising questions about solar physics. A link to this. Other news going on, we got boat doom, 41 dead migrant shipwreck in central Mediterranean. That from NBC News. We got Tampa mayor makes $1.1 million cocaine catch while fishing in the Florida Keys. I think cocaine's supposed to be for the sharks so they can eat the peoples. Put a link to that. Wow. Help me, Jesus. Now look at this. Snake falls out of the sky, lands on a woman, and then they're both attacked by a hawk. What the snake did to this, I can't, it's graphic. I'm glad she's okay. Wow, what like unlucky circumstances. Car flies through a second floor of a house again. Remember a couple weeks ago we had one of these in St. Louis? Where did this happen at? This happened in Pennsylvania somewhere. Car left the ground, ended up in the second floor of a house. What's going on? Russia launches first moon mission in nearly 50 years. This is what's going on in space. And we got Harvard scientist claims he may have uncovered proof of alien life and will reveal it next month. Why don't you reveal it now? Come on. Over to strange and bizarre news. We got a mixed bag of stuff this week. I'm going to play a couple of videos. Did you see the Alabama boat fight? Wild new footage emerges of brawl between Harriet riverboat crew and white pleasure craft owners. People are getting stomped on the deck. People getting hit with chairs. I thought there was some video. Let me see if I can scroll down here. Yeah, there's a little bit of video of it. Just a big fight right there on the boardwalk. Oh, man. That guy got punched. There's another guy that comes up. Oh, look at this. It's crazy. Look at this. This is what's going on. Oxford Street chaos. Police arrest 9 after rumors of planned disorder. Social media. What is that? London? It's London. Madness on the streets of Oxford, London. Evil monster brutally beats 15-year-old subway employee. I'm not quite sure where this happened at in Mexico. This happened down in Mexico. Just came back, and I guess he didn't make it the way he wanted it. Put a link to that. Shocking video. Gun-strapping kids roam Grand Theft Auto style around St. Louis suburb. Yeah, this is what's going on in my neck of the woods. Kids just walking up to houses, pointing guns at the Ring doorbells like, come on out, bitch. Put a link to that. Craziness, man. Again, to my bitch mayor, how about we get some gun control to take care of these, guns? Texas elementary school teacher, self-professed black supremacist, fired after joking about killing her sister's white boyfriend. Says she enjoys being racist. That sucks. Top NYC cancer doctor, 40, shoots herself and her baby dead in her $1 million. What's going on here, man? There's all kind of strange stuff there. Mom refuses to get rid of daughter's head lice because she's vegan. She doesn't want to hurt the head lice. She wants to capture them and release them in the garden so that they're not hurt. I shit you not. That's how the story reads. Transgender Muslim sues boyfriend for keeping her testicles in a jar in the fridge. Telling you, Stockton police investigating 7-Eleven work. Now, the story we covered last week, I think was it the shout-outs last week or maybe the week before, I forget, about the guys that defended their store. But now they're being investigated by the police department because, they may have violated this guy. They may have brutally beaten this guy for, trying to protect their property. You've got to be kidding me. She sold her soul to Hollywood, literally. Did you see what this lady does for a living? Check it out. She stomps her feet. That's all she does. She walks around. They pay her millions of dollars for this. I thought that was weird. Down on the border, we had Texas Governor Abbott installed circular saws between the Rio Grande border buoys. Is that how they're killing people? I don't know. They put salt?
Yeah, somebody went through.
That's quite creative. And I got one more here. Very confusing. I'll just let him say it.
Some straight men are attracted to trans women who haven't had bottom surgery. This is very disconcerting and confusing to women when they find this out because they think, well, if she hasn't had bottom surgery, then, and you want to play with that part of her, then you can't be 100%.
For all the news, please check my favorite videos. We got Whistleblower has a recording of religious discrimination from the Geek Squad. 3 killed in helicopter crash fighting fires in Southern California. Rest in peace. Explosions at a plant in Texas. Video game giveaway causes chaos in New York. Definitely check my favorites. All kinds of fresh stuff over there. Thank you to everybody still putting out news and content, keeping everybody informed. You guys are doing awesome work. And shout outs this week, because this is the Jericho report. I want to give a shout out to the 1989 Jericho High School video yearbook. This is a video I found a while back on GLP of what a high school looked like in 1989. Before smartphones, before the internet, before everyone was corrupted with all this shit that this is, in my opinion, the peak of civilization. If you grew up in the 80s or early 90s, you went to school in the 80s or 90s, and you want to go back and just revisit how things used to be, I'll put a link to this video. It's an hour long. It's a video yearbook. It's got music through the whole thing. Very well done. Just take you back. You want to take a break from all the madness? Stop and think about how things used to be once. I'll also put the GLP thread that accompanied that video. Random American high school in 1989. Such vitality, happiness, and vigor. What happened to us? Indeed. A lot of pages here. People are sounding off. I think it's important to remember times like that, because we're never going to get them back. This world has gone to a completely dark place. But that's all the news I got for this week, guys. If you like the report, please give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. If you think it sucked, it's the worst, you never want to see it again, please rate. It helps me move around. You can also follow me on all my links below. The Rumble, the BitChute, the Gab, Twitter, Facebook, all the links are at the bottom. You can support me on Patreon or directly with DonorBox. I put a lot into these reports, and I do appreciate any support, because it's getting harder and harder to keep this going. Tell me your thoughts on what's going on. Apparently we're talking about a new pandemic. They're making vaccines for disease X. Biden family going to be subpoenaed. All this crap. Now, they'll need a nice distraction for that one. If they can't get Donald Trump into the courtroom in time, they're going to need a distraction. But I think we're of course I say this all the time, we're right on the edge of a cliff, and who knows what they're going to throw at us next. It's going to be Operation Blackjack, Jericho. The World War III is certainly at any moment. If nukes flew, would anyone be surprised? That's all I got, guys. You guys take care, stay safe. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for a Sunday. On a Sunday when I give you the news for a little bit. I love you very much. Remain vigilant. I'll see you on the next one.